Christian Hanna Horror.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Christian Hanna Horror here, and we're up to 2001 and ranking our top 5 favorite horror movies. When you look back, these years are very interesting because you feel like you're out of an era, so to speak, but you're kind of not. I mean, slasher movies, did they ever really go away? I mean, there was obviously the big crazes, but it always seems like at least one movie a year, at least one was made that was a slasher movie, and more times than not, they make my list. So for 2001, it seems like much of a classic year, especially now being that it's 2019. What I'm getting at is that 2001 is actually a pretty good year, so let's go ahead and show you guys my top 5 favorite horror movies of the year. Coming in at number 5 for me is a movie called Session 9. This was a movie, quite honestly, I had to watch a couple times. I was not a massive fan of it the first time I watched it, and I don't remember if it was just the point of my life I was in, the kind of movies I was watching at the time, but upon rewatching Session 9 this last time previously, I'd be honest, I probably enjoyed it really good. This movie gets a lot of praise, and I can see why. It's a very good horror movie, especially for the time that it came out. Session 9 clearly deserves to be on a lot of people's top 5 lists in the year 2001, and I'm glad to have it at number 5 on mine. Coming in at number 4 for me is one of my and my wife's favorite movies, especially from this year, 13 Ghosts. You know, 13 Ghosts is a really fun horror movie. This is one of those movies that when you're young, they can kind of be pretty scary to you, but when you get older and you watch these movies, they're more so fun than anything, and 13 Ghosts is absolutely that. It's a fun horror movie with some really interesting looking characters in this. Always loved this movie. It really scared me as a kid, and 13 Ghosts, just check that movie out if you guys haven't seen it. And if it's been a long time since you've seen 13 Ghosts, absolutely give this movie a shot. It's fun. Okay, here we go. Coming in number 3. Some people are going to be upset. Some people are going to be like, really? And some people love this movie. Jason X. Of course, it's not the best in the Friday the 13th franchise. But honestly, still really fun. Jason X, to me, it's just that. It's a fun horror movie, and think about how many sequels Jason had by that point. To see a Jason movie by this point was really remarkable, but to see one that would be like over the moon incredible by standards of what the early 80s entries were, it's impossible. But Jason X to me it's fun. It's a fun horror movie to watch, and I like watching Jason X. I don't pick it out a lot, but when I was getting ready to do this year, I said, well, we gotta give it its due diligence. Let's watch this movie. And it's fun. The characters are ridiculous, sure. I love the look of Uber Jason, so that's worth the price of admission to me, is to see Uber Jason at the end of the movie. Okay, coming at number 2 for me, guys, this is a movie I recently watched and fell in love with it. Way better than anything I expected. It's a movie called Valentine. Now, Valentine is a early 2000s slasher movie. I guess it's one of the last burners from what came from the Scream era, but honestly, I don't want to call Valentine a ripoff, but you get what I mean. It came out of the Scream era. But honestly, Valentine, I can't really say what it is specifically I love about it, but I'll just say this. No character in this movie brought the movie down. Every character in the movie was really good. The look of the serial killer, the Valentine killer, if you will, the Cupid killer, perfect. That bright Cupid-looking mask against the black cloak suit was perfect. The contrast was so high, it was really unsettling to see. That opening sequence where you see the Cupid killer walking through that hospital chasing that girl is brilliant. It looks so absolutely creepy. That scene alone is worth checking this movie out. You know, Scream Factory just put out Valentine, and I still haven't picked it up, and I've got to now, especially now because I love the movie. So if you have not seen Valentine, I got it on number 2 for this year for a reason. It's that good. One honorable mention movie I want to give up to is a movie called Frailty. Frailty is a very interesting movie, and when I was little, I watched this movie, and the subject matter of this movie was really unsettling with demons, heaven, and hell. That stuff always creeped me out, and Frailty is a good movie. Now, upon rewatching it recently, it wasn't as effective as it was when I was very young. Not the way some of these movies were, because obviously I said 13 Ghosts is a movie that scared me, but I had more fun with it than I did with Frailty. Obviously, Frailty is not a movie you can have fun with. It's pretty serious subject matter. But give that movie a shot, Frailty, if you have not seen it. It's pretty interesting, and I haven't really seen a whole lot of movies like that. Okay, and my number 1 for the year 2001... Jeepers Creepers. Now, I really don't feel like getting into too much about the director. Of course, for me to try to even remotely defend anything Victor Salva did would be inhumane. Of course not. But as a horror fan, I gotta give the movie its due. Jeepers Creepers is great, and I don't think the fans should suffer. Enjoy these movies, I think, if you want to. Jeepers Creepers is that of horror legends. The Creeper character is absolutely horrifying. It's one of the scariest characters in a horror movie ever, in my opinion. The Creeper would be one guy you would not want to run into in real life because you're not getting out alive. Jeepers Creepers is a movie that, it's honestly, I think it came out at exactly the right time. I think at that time we really needed a horror face. We were about to enter this new era of horror, the Saw era as I call it. So right before this, with a movie like Jeepers Creepers, wow, it's almost like a bookend to the world of the big slasher craze. Although it's not going to be over completely, and we're going to start to get back into it in the later part of this decade. Jeepers Creepers in 2001 was almost like this remarkable bookend on the huge run of slasher horror movies. So if you haven't seen Jeepers Creepers, which I'm sure most of you have, it is horror gold. So thank you guys for watching this video. That's my ranking of 2001. Please be sure to drop your list in the comment section below so I can see which movies make your list, especially if it's a movie that I haven't seen, because then I get to go check the movie out to see why you like it so much. Also, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, it only takes a second. Please check out my description, and if you want to become a patron, you can get some really great behind-the-scenes stuff where you can listen to all my music that I make for my channel, and if you want to check out my Teespring, you can rock Christian Hanna horror gear wherever you go. This is Christian Hanna horror. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.